Mikey, Miss Mikey, can you explain operant conditioning one more time? Well, of course, Alicia, that's a great question. Okay, in operant conditioning, there's 4 different types. Basically, we have a positive and negative reinforcement, and we have a positive and negative punishment. So positive means to give, negative means to take away, reinforcement means we want the behavior to continue, and punishment means we want the behavior to stop. Okay, so like positive reinforcement, I get. It's like you giving me an A+ when I do well on a test. Or maybe you do well on that test and then your parents give you $20 because they want you to do well more often. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I wish my parents did that more. And you know, I think I get positive punishment too, because when I was little, my parents used to spank me, and I think my mom still screams all the time. And I don't want to hear her screaming, so I usually stop what I'm doing. Yes, Alicia, that is positive punishment. You know, out of all 4, that's actually the least effective. Do your parents ever use negative punishment? Do you mean like, did they take things away from me in order to change my behavior? Like, for example, last week, my mom took my car keys away, but you know, I just called a friend or an Uber, so it didn't really matter. That actually makes a lot of sense, that you wouldn't care. Aren't we forgetting one? Oh yeah, negative reinforcement. This is a great one. And it can actually be really tricky to identify this. So I'm going to give you an example, and you tell me if this fits positive or negative reinforcement. Oh my god, a test right now? I'm not ready. Don't worry, just give it your best shot. All right, you've been in the grocery store before. You've heard those kids screaming, and you know, maybe they want a candy bar, maybe they want some gum, and they don't stop screaming until they get it. The parent gives it to them, and then the screaming stops. What is this, positive or negative reinforcement? Okay, so let me think. Kid is screaming, he wants a lollipop or candy, mom gives them the candy, and the behavior stops. So is that positive reinforcement? Actually, that is a very common answer, and a lot of people might think that, but we're actually not talking about the children in this. We are talking about the parent. This is actually being negatively reinforced. So the whining and the crying is very annoying to the parent. So what do? They can relieve the crying by giving the treat. The adult has just been conditioned to relieve that annoying noise by giving candy. The act of giving candy when the noise is present is negatively reinforced because the noise goes away. Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. So here's an example I just came up with. If it's really cold outside and my window is open, I walk over and I shut the window, and now I'm not uncomfortable. I'm comfortable. So is that negatively reinforced? You are exactly right. I cannot believe you came up with that. It's because I follow this TikTok channel, Aicepsychology.